and also
What time is that? 11:30.
11:30.
I guess so.
Wait, was it Arden?
Yeah, it was.
She flew me out though. Okay. These three are probably the best to go.
That sounds like a wild story.
I didn't make it in this house.
Do you wanna see my puppy?
Yeah, that's it. And since you three, the housing summit where he talks about like with all like you guys could probably.
I think it's no.
What is it?
Oh yeah,
I was thinking about
No, we get her in
Check my
I honestly
first week
really
in
want.
November.
Well,
We have her bought
Stokes.
first batch.
I will.
She's still too little.
Is your first time?
We have two other dogs.
Chapter 7 and 14.
What do you mean? You should have seen the basic needs committee group chat just a little bit ago.
Full-time dog mom.
Is John here?
And I love.
I haven't been asked to go to a homecoming meeting in years.
Yeah.
This guy.
I want to talk to people.
You can't say that.
Yep.
I know.
That's what makes it funny.
Literally, if my dog's. I was gonna send the student government office.
I'm so sad that.
No, I was gonna study tonight anyway, so I'm just.
And then I'm gonna celebrate Spy.
Wait, so what are you doing after student government?
We are not putting them in defensive.
Doing it?
Bye.
in bed.
Great move my schedule for Andrew on a different event.
Me and Matt are.
I can't do it again.
So yeah, just
The scheduling.
sure my parents smoothly in here for his first.
I'm gonna give him
Oh yeah?
We need help at
Oh,
all.
I heard they're on board, I swear. I'm laying in bed.
Oh yeah, we
I'm gonna reach out to.
I swear, Megan.
I'm just making sure it's going.
But they just told, I went met with a professor and he just told me to go to the department.
We have fun though. We have fun.
Yes.
Honestly, I might bring pizza.
Oh no.
Wow, can you
We need
invite
to
me?
look to
I'd wait.
next semester's class schedules.
I would do that to building that.
I'll tell you after.
Do you need any help with your library liaison?
Friday at 2. This Friday
I
at 2.
think it's good. I was gonna say, if it's after 6, Weggy's has.
I really want to do that.
Sorry to
It'd be more like a party thing.
Holy fuck.
I might
We have a
I am
table,
so
we have a
ready.
table, we have a table.
Legislative.
We have one.
affairs.
I know, Macy told me.
Guarantee I'm moving jobs. Oh, you're
I went and got those pancakes
No,
the
I
other day.
just give you guys a hug.
Andrew, patrol, like after 10.
Okay. I thought she was crying.
So I was like, yes.
Tyler, the speaker's here.
Yep, we got one right here.
Senator Hilliker.
Shotgun though, so.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot my
Oh,
phone.
sweet. Oh, I might have to go there on my lunch.
I used
I'm
to.
cool cruise.
Free in my head.
What'd you say? What'd you say? What you say? What you say?
You get a bit, look at my minutes. Okay, so, I was just wondering what the amendment process is. If I move to amend, were you calling for like, any discussion?
Okay, so there are two different things for the end of the process.
Chris really would also like to talk to you about that, so.
Well, there is that possibility as well, like,
Oh, yeah.
there is this possibility where he will raise some questions to take
Yeah.
to legislative affairs and
If you know any other.
and bring it next year.
Yeah.
He doesn't wanna do it.
Just check if you have this. Yeah, I want the
This
resolution
coming
to get done
Monday.
now,
So we can do it, we can do big wall ask.
We
We
can.
can propose it, you can say, I'm like, one of us be like, I motion, I was just looking at this, this one, I'll second it, we hear the motion, and then you're like, is there any unanimous consent, any dissent?
Yeah, and then, like, if you are going to try with the party, then you only need to.
Mankato free. You're going to? Yeah.
We should probably.
Mine's $50.
Dollar goes a long way.
That's it.
Dollar goes a long way.
I would recommend.
I would just student marriage group chat.
Got mine right here.
Yeah.
And everybody here. Up to you.
Oh, that's just how I'm doing my.
Yeah.
You're in academic. Any dissent thing. You're not.
Me and Tyler.
If there is a dissent,
all timers
in.
Yeah, which case paints for us.
Alright, sweet, thank you.
Get enough paper cuts.
I'm gonna just set it down.
Oh,
You've been to my
well, it's not
Actually, I am too.
Why does this make such like way doing that? I can't say that. I'm in student government.
He's gonna call for it.
Yeah, it was
Funny.
Windsor area.
Say hi.
I agree with that.
amendment.
So I think it was like.
He looks like he's been doing laundry.
Yes, I want to. Yeah.
All three of them.
Good. Thanks. One place I went.
Seems like this whole thing is.
Point. Yeah, I went to Point Peter's.
Oh, wow. I go there all the time. Yeah.
I was near King's.
That's right. I'm so I'm guessing you should
Yeah, I know. I didn't do it.
I don't get it. I just think that I can find my home.
No, I mean that's not the actual town that she's from, but she is from. But okay, so when we have to get into business, it'll be like we're now going to discuss the Munson Avenue resolution, and then I'll say,
You don't want to know.
and then we'll go to high. He'll say, is there any then we'll have to go through the whole thing.
Probably should have listened to
And then the next one, I'll do is like a motion to amend this resolution by striking the statement, "Be as resolved,"
Took my
and
laundry out of
adding
the washer
"be further resolved," and I'll have to say that the Globe has been, you and Ashton and whoever.
It's like one of those types.
But yeah,
Alright.
it was a time I say motion.
I'm not
I go
judging.
through the whole thing and stop talking.
Chili
You
for
are.
there for some reason.
When are we gonna go to? Oh yeah, so yeah, when we get to it,
Come
he'll
down
say,
there like
I'd like
maybe
to
a
invite
minute or two
Munson
after it
Avenue
goes off,
speakers
and for
to
some
talk
reason,
about
my cycle was
Right,
like
every
ended.
weekend,
And then
which
it was
unfortunately
wow,
is
like,
like,
Or
So it's like it didn't like
No.
they like stopped it and slammed it.
I would do a trivia Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
they start at 6:30.
Of course.
Yes. We'll
Okay.
analyze them actually on Friday.
Every Tuesday. My girlfriend goes though.
Preliminary
She's
analyzation.
leaving for Spain on the 17th. Oh, you guys should come to my town hall though. It's on the 17th.
Can you send me an invite for it? Just send me an invite.
Why not?
I have
And you-
Wait,
shut
can I
up.
just do that real quick?
Somebody that was.
You know what I saw recently? You know what I saw recently? It was like an Instagram reel. It was like guys who are married are trying not to talk about it. And I was like, you did? It was like, there was a yesterday, and the guy was like, he's like trying to hold it. Bro, why
Done in the chicken fire and.
See, look
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Do you wanna see my freshman year ID?
I haven't seen.
Jack, were you in my
Yeah,
class?
he's
I was E2.
None of those positions were actually
You knew Bailey?
I
Did she
was
say?
I think my favorite would be Lotso.
I think you were in my apartment or my dorm one day. Yeah, you were.
I just had one
Yeah,
just.
I was
And then I got mad at you.
It was.
Hey,
Yeah.
what was I doing?
Pair up. So
Like
they
the
take
non-
It's like a life on other planets.
Yeah, I had
But that's over.
I don't have to
I've been pretty busy. Let's just say that.
Really?
That's a connection.
I finished mine
Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
Some
You have your
or.
true.
What's your check for form?
Yeah.
That was my freshman year.
It's okay. I had that too.
You'd be surprised.
Not for school last time. It did.
Wait, it's already.
I'm sure it did.
Red shirt, red shirt.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but
Tyler, we just made quorum.
Wait, when's your birthday? I'm not ready.
So we're screwed. Wait, we got 18.
28th, okay.
Yeah, I was.
So you were made for this?
I was. I was.
Oh, Ryan
That's how I was.
Just gonna put Eddie, hopefully
I'm
I'll remember what this
impressed.
is.
Thank you.
Wait,
So
you have the
in your
exact same
center
birthday.
contract, you did say.
No,
How was she a good roommate or no?
Kind of my cousin, so my cousin. Yes.
Oh my gosh, Halloween on a Friday.
So,
Yeah.
31st, Friday. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That was a crazy arc of my life.
I think that's what.
yeah,
That's my mission for this.
because I recognized your name and I didn't want to say anything.
My Halloween costume.
I remember that.
Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Welcome to 92 Student Government meeting for October 15, 2025. This meeting is being conducted in CSU 238. It's currently 4:03 p.m. and I call this meeting in order. We will begin with our land recognition statement. Student government acknowledges that we live, work, and learn in the homeland of the Dakota people, whose language frames our institution's name, Minnesota State University, Mankato. We'll now begin with our roll call. Senator Frost, Senator Ide,
Present.
Senator Liu, Senator Wickersham, Senator Hilka, Senator Johnson, Senator Stokes, Senator Isaac, Senator Hillstead, Senator Knauer, Senator Atkinson, Senator Schoen, Senator Dipchik, Senator Morris, Senator Reyes, Senator Surratt, Senator Wynn, Senator Anderson, Senator Zelmer,
Present.
Senator Livingston, Senator Hyber, Senator Kabad,
Present.
Senator Cummings,
Present.
Vice President Catley, President Colleran,
Present.
and CP is present as well. Thank you so much. We will now move forward with our consent agenda. Are there any dissents or amendments for our consent agenda?
Yes, I have a motion to the consent agenda. I motion that we table, the VARP presentation to next week.
All right, are there any dissents? All those in favor of moving VARP for next week, please raise your placard. All those who disagree with the motion? All right, seeing the motion clearly passes, we move the VARP for next meeting hearing. Are there any other amendments or dissents for the consent agenda? All those in favor of the consent agenda, please raise your placard. All those not in favor. All right, so the consent agenda clearly passes. We now move forward with our presentation. We have academic affairs, beginning with our presentation for today.
They're not here yet. I expect them to be.
Okay, we shall begin with our graduate student worker hours before them then. All right, before you begin, I'd just like to inform you, you'll be given 10 minutes time for your presentation, and then you'll be given question answer after you're done with the presentation. You may begin whenever you want.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
My name is Muhammad. Have basically two hats. One is as a student, I'm doctoral student, as well as I'm also working as academic advisor. So I'm working on this project since last couple of years, and I just wanna brief all this student senate where we are on this project and how this project accomplished so far. What is the progress of the project? So, as per Minnesota State University Mankato, graduate student and undergraduate student on campus work employment policies are concerned. So I want to brief what is the basic policy. So part-time students can work undergrad students 20 hours per week or less, while graduate students are allowed to work 14 hours per week. Similarly, full-time undergrad students can work 20 hours per week, while graduate students can still work 14 hours. And this policy is tied with the Minnesota State University, Minnesota State Statute 179A O3. And the full-time students, those who are undergraduate students, can work more than 24 hours per week during summer breaks, winter breaks, and sessions are not on semesters. But graduate students still can work only 14 hours. So this is the current policy is being implemented at Minnesota State University, and this is tied strictly with the Minnesota State Statutes 179. So what is the implication of this policies on grad students? So now I want to talk about that. The state statute basically grants special privilege to only those few graduate students who hold graduate assistantship. They can work or allow up to 20 hours. While those students who are student workers, they are not allowed to work up to 20 hours. They are consistent 14 hours. Similarly, the current policies has significantly impacted, especially this state statute, and do not align with even federal. If we see the statewide, nationwide, even within state universities, so they allowed graduate students to work for 20 hours when the semester is on and 40 hours when the semester is off during summer or winter breaks. The state statute significantly impacted the academic performance of both domestic and as well as international students. The state statute is also adversely affecting the first generation students. Students, those are from low income background or those from marginalized communities. So this policy has significantly impacted these students' academic success here at Minnesota State University. It is also, this is so far we discuss about students' point of view. If we see the university point of view, university is still the ability to attract new students, and retention rate is also, and collecting tuition and other balances and fees. So this university is also being affected because of this state statute. So this was the basically implication on implications of the policy on grad student and on the universities. So what is the state statute is basically? So I am not going to explain what state statute says. It says full-time undergrad students employed by the school, they attend under a work study program or in connection with the receipt of financial aid, irrespective of number of hours of services per week. So the only when this statute was initially, I don't know. I try to find the name of author. I try to find the background who basically this state statute brought, but they forgot. They just mentioned undergrad student. They did not mention the word grad student. So that's why this university interpreted this policy that this state statute is not permitting grad students to work for 20 hours. So what we propose, this amendment, basically we proposed modifying Minnesota State Statute 179A, Section 10, by adding just two words, and graduate student, and graduate, to ensure equity, social justice, and fairness on on-campus employment opportunities. So we recommended just and graduate. So I highlighted with red. So if we add these two words, then we can attract more student, and we can also ensure more academic success for graduate students, and we can retain them. And so, because if we see other universities are nationwide, statewide, so they are allowing, I don't know why, this state statute, how it is interpreted here. So now I'm going to explain a little bit brief when we started this project. So when I was initially working, I served 3 years as grad assistant in Career Development Center. So when most graduate students visited me on one-on-one appointment for on-campus jobs, so they mostly got frustrated, or you can say they are so worried about this. We cannot work for more than 14 hours to support their academic success and their other basic needs. So I did basic, then I start thinking about this because I was transferred from Colorado State University. So I myself worked there for 20 hours. So there's no implication. So then I went to the each website of different universities within the Minnesota state system, as well as neighboring states and as well as nationwide. I picked some sample. So when I found that this policy is being interpreted here as uh, according to the state statute. So I went to the St. Cloud State University, Bemidji, and Metro State, Vienna State. They all allowing students to work up to 20 hours. So then spring 2024, me and Emily, she is staying here. She was my co-author for this resolution. We submitted resolution here at student government. I joined student government as a senator in spring 2024. And then the student government unanimously approved the resolution as went to sent to the president office, and the president office seek fresh opinion from the state office, from the office of the Minnesota State's education system. So when this responded that you are fine because this university is tied with the state statute, this policy cannot be changed. University want to change it, but unfortunately, the state statute is not allowing this university to change this policy. Then we presented this topic to approach to the Student United in the fall of 2024. Student United unanimously approved the resolution in their board meeting, and they made it part of legislative agenda in 2025 session. In spring, we went for lobbying day, and we met different representatives at Capitol building, and we convinced state Senate members and House of Representatives to become author or co-author to change or amend this statute so that grad students can avail the same privilege that undergrad students are availing here. Everybody was agreed to become author. So we presented them the rationale for the change because of social justice, equity, access, fairness, and employment opportunity. So we talk about these all topics for whole day with them. And finally, the state senator, Warburton, she agreed and she became the author of this bill. And bill was submitted in the state senate. And she basically added or graduate students instead of and. So we are fine for this. We have no like serious objection on this. She said fine. And they added or graduate students in the amendment. So the bill was still in the state senate, and then it was referred to the labor committee for further discussion on it. Next slide is containing the bill. If we see 10 section, it says full-time undergraduate or graduate. So she added 2 words in the bill. Now, this is the quote. Basically, I like this quote very much. They said, the last stroke of the hammer breaks stone. This doesn't mean that first stroke is useless. So we are working since last 2 years on this project, and I'm thankful to this state and this student body, and as well as all university administration, and everybody supported me this cause and this project. And I have several discussions with even vice presidents, other university administrators, and everybody supported this project. So now, based on this quote, I request all of you to support this project for this coming session, legislative session, so that we can make it possible for the coming state senate and for the legislative sessions, which is going to be started next year. So here are my 4 recommendations. So I don't know what is time left. So, okay. So these are the 4. This is last slide also as well. So the Minnesota MNSU Student Government Senate and President should continue supporting this project and especially advocating so that we can make this change happen. The Student United Board has already promised to keep this issue on their legislative agenda for 2026. So we need to follow up with them because yes, President Andrew is also a member of the board. So I request you to keep strongly follow up in their meetings and then stay connected with Minnesota State Education System and Labor Relation Committee as well in the state through Student United because bill is still within the committee. I'm also looking for another author because we have author and co-author for the state senate, but we don't have for the House of Representatives. So if we contact local representatives here, so at the same time we can submit bill at the House of Representatives as well. So and you help us to meet with local representatives, that would be a great opportunity. Next, this is a model that's basically, I'm basically a student counseling personnel, so I believe in a lot of theories. So this model basically helped me to pursue this project. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, I'm happy to answer all of your questions.
Thank you so much. If you could please give your contact details like email or anything where our senators could reach out to you. That would be
Yes, I will send later.
okay. You can just like send it to me and then I can forward to all the senators. Do we have any questions for Michael for now? Yes. Okay.
This is a project that I've been working on for about 20 years and have never been able to get it accomplished because it's a matter of changing state statute. So I so appreciate what Mohammed has done here in this situation, and we worked on it a little bit together last year. We met a few times. But for being able to hire just a graduate student, not graduate assistants, but a graduate student to work in our department, really put them behind being able to only work 14 hours a week versus 20 like a normal undergraduate student. So this would really be a great change for the university and for the system, I think, as well. But we've been following policy because I've always been told no by Steve Smith in the MSU business office over those 20 years. I think MSU's followed it and some other institutions in the system have not. So we're trying to do it by the books. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please give him a big round of applause. You can feel free to go back to your seat.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Yep, thank you. Did the people from Academic Affairs get here? No? Okay. So we'll just move forward with our open forum and we'll get back to them once they are in the room. Are there anyone here for open forum? Yes, you may please proceed to the podium. Test.
Howdy folks, Sam Steger from Campus Recreation and Maverick Adventures. As I've been doing this semester, I wanted to fill you in on a couple things going on. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about our Mental Health Matters workshop at the Rock Climbing Wall. That first event went well. It's the first Tuesday of every month, and it's going to keep going through the semester. We have a couple things coming up. 31 out of 35 spots are full. But if you're interested, we're doing a fall colors paddle out at the Red Jacket Valley Park, which is just outside of Mankato. We provide transportation. We do have about 5 spots left, though. It's coming up on Friday, and there's a morning session, there's a midday session, there's a late afternoon session. I believe that all of the availability is in the morning session that would leave at 9:45 a.m. from out in front of Auto Rec Center. Check the My Campus Rec app if you'd like to register for that. That's the easiest way to register on the My Campus Rec application that we use. Also, we have an outdoor costume climb. We're going to celebrate spooky season a little bit out at the back of the rock wall, the outdoor rock wall on campus, far south past the tree line next adjacent to the ropes course. But pending weather, we're going to have this costume climb. We'll have a campfire. We'll have some snacks and other things. But feel free to tell your constituents about these activities. And as I said, finding the Campus Rec website, our social media, and the Campus Rec app is the best way for you to get involved or send somebody if they're interested in the programs. That's what I got.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions? All right, thank you so much. Please give another round of applause. Next here for open forum. Anyone more for open forum? All right, seeing none, we move forward with our presentation with academic affairs.
So I do not have a formal presentation, but good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me. Brian Jones indicated that this body had some questions or some concerns about the decision that the university made to move forward with retrenchment. And so I'll just give you a broad overview and then I'll entertain any questions that you may have. So if you remember over the last year and a half, starting in March or April of 2024, we started a conversation about our academic portfolio. And when we started that process, we had 309 academic programs here at the institution. And then last May, we announced the suspension of 87 of those programs. Going into the summer, we were really focused on the financial well-being of the institution. And when we left in May, if you remember, for those of you who participated in the meet and confer process, we were facing about an $18 million budget deficit. The unknowns were what was going to happen with tuition, because that's something that the Board of Trustees at the system level sets, and we didn't know where our enrollment would land. So we were fairly successful. On average, across the Minn State system, the Board of Trustees approved about a 5.5% increase in tuition. Ours averaged out to be around 8%. So that helped us in closing the gap down to about $9 million instead of it being 18. Work that we did at the cabinet level, myself, VP Jones, and all the other vice presidents, through holding a number of positions that were vacant, that the university just decided not to fill, eliminating some senior level administrative positions at the institution, as well as deferring some institutional equipment buys, consolidating, and we're closing some off-campus locations and bringing those individuals back to campus. We were able to shrink that gap even more. And then we had better than projected enrollment growth. So our enrollment is up about 3% overall at the university. So that means that we have more tuition revenue coming in. So President Inch, at the August retreat, he announced that the university had a balanced budget, which I know gave a lot of people a lot of hope. However, if you remember, a lot of the conversation during the program portfolio review process was about how do we maximize all of our resources and understanding where there was student demand and divesting in areas where students were no longer interested in majoring and investing in those areas where there was a lot of demand. The university has not gotten any new resources other than special allocations. And what do I mean by special allocations? Maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, the university got a lot of money to deal with diversity and equity issues. So there was a special set aside from the legislature, from the system. You can use this money to work with closing the equity gaps back when Equity 2030 started. We may get a pot of money to help with personal hygiene items. I know that came since I've been here, where they gave each campus maybe $20,000 or $30,000 to put up all of these things around campus so people can get personal hygiene items. We may get money for food insecurities. We got, I think there was a basic needs. I think the system had a pot of money where they gave us like $50,000 or $100,000. But as far as like money to hire people, our base allocation really hasn't changed at the institution. If anything, it's shrank. And so that means that if we're going to hire people in places where we have high demand, that means we have to reallocate those resources. We have to decide that we're not going to do something anymore, and we're going to do this other thing where we have a need. So what we did over the summer is we looked at programs that had a declining enrollment to say, okay, how many faculty do we have in program X? What is their program curriculum? And do they have adequate number of faculty to deliver that curriculum? And then are they delivering courses within the gen ed that could possibly be taken somewhere else because there are multiple disciplines that offer multiple courses in the same goal area within the gen ed. And so you don't need every discipline offering 10 courses in the gen ed. It's not a necessity. So we looked at that, and those were the areas where we chose to do retrenchments so that we can allocate those resources other places, because it doesn't eliminate that discipline as a whole. There were other places that we could have that have 0 students that we could have just eliminated those disciplines. But if you remember when we were going through the program portfolio review process, I know Emily knows this because she was intimately involved, one of our core principles that we were going to honor disciplinary diversity. And so I know sometimes it looks kind of weird or it doesn't quite make good sense because, yeah, you have this program X that has 50 students, but you have program Y that has 5, and you didn't get rid of the faculty member with the program that had 5 students. Well, that program that had 5 students had 1 faculty member in that program. And because we as a community said that we were honoring disciplinary diversity, we had to make the tough decision to say, well, that's not the place where we can make a cut. Also, another misperception is that we were targeting people. The faculty contract is very specific. It says that, and I'm paraphrasing here, you identify the roster in which you're going to cut. After that, it's all driven by the contract. The contract states that once you do the roster, that you identify the roster, you notify the faculty, and then their seniority really determines which faculty member will then be retrenched. It's not a personal decision. You don't look at their teaching evaluations. You don't look at how many A's and B's they gave. That has nothing to do with it. It's simply a seniority roster. And it's strictly governed by the faculty contract. That's the rationale and the reason why we have to make the decision. There are still things that are unknown. We still have contract settlements that are being voted on now by all of the labor unions, and that will have an impact on our bottom line. And so we're balanced right now, but probably by the end of the semester, we won't be. And so we have to always be looking forward to how do we continue to hire people in the areas where we have the greatest need, and where do we look to see where there is no need anymore. I think that's the simplest way for me to explain the decision and why we had to do what we had to do. Is it fun? No. We are committed to working with those affected faculty members to help them to look at some of the new positions that we are advertising to see if there's any close alignment, because there are provisions within the faculty contract that will allow faculty to go back to obtain the 18 hours that they need to teach in a different discipline. So that is an option for some of the faculty members if they have close alignment to some of the areas. We'll be launching 37 new faculty searches for fall of 26 here soon. And so they will have every right to look at those areas to see if there's some alignment. And if they wanted to go back and take courses to get credentialed to teach in those spaces, that is something that their benefits as an employee for the system would allow them to do for free. So we are, working to try to support those individuals as much as possible, because we want those people who have indicated that they want Minnesota State Mankato to be their home. We want to continue to try to facilitate that. I'll take questions.
Right, thank you. Given the time frame, we have like 3 minutes left, so I'll be taking 6 questions and no more than that. So we'll begin with Senator Dietrich, followed by Senator Heluka, followed by Senator Wickersham, followed by Vice President Kafley. And any more? Any more questions? All right, that should be it.
Provost Hood, thank you so much for joining us. You said that the faculty will have the opportunity to potentially go back and get 18 credits worth so that they could potentially apply to some of the new positions that will be opening. Would, because they are being retrenched, and if they go through the process to get those 18 credits to qualify for those new positions, would they be given preference when it comes to hiring for those new positions?
There is a provision in the contract that allows faculty to have claiming rights to positions that closely align to their disciplinary expertise. The question would be what the alignment is, and would they have that alignment obtained by the time the positions are being interviewed for. There could be some situations where, theoretically speaking, departments could change the way that they're searching for positions that might favor those faculty members in interesting ways. But yeah, I think in the broader sense, I don't think you can really give anyone preference in a position, but the contract does give them some privileges.
Senator Heluka.
Yeah, thank you for coming down and speaking on this topic today. I'd just like to start by saying that I was personally affected by issues regarding effective communication on this topic, as when I arrived to my orientation date, the program that I had intended to register for was still being advertised as offered by the school, and I only discovered the day of that I was going to have to change my plans. So personally, I think that there is room for improvement on effective communication and transparent communication in general on these processes. So my question for you is, how has effective communication been addressed in regards to the retrenchment and reallocation processes recently?
From my viewpoint, I think that my office has done the best job possible to try to effectively communicate these changes. I know that specifically as it relates to your situation, when the decisions were made to suspend these programs, we worked very intentionally with our academic advisors, who are the primary frontline individuals who handle orientation. And so they were aware of the programs that had been suspended, and they had a communication plan that they were going to implement to begin to personally reach out to affected students. I don't have the day-to-day knowledge to understand how that was actually carried out, as those individuals report to another division, but I know that from academic affairs to student success and engagement, we had intentional conversations about which programs had been suspended, and they had a plan that they were going to operationalize to communicate to incoming students. I do apologize that that didn't happen in the way that it should have happened on your behalf. As it relates to communication to the affected faculty, there are very strict guidelines that are outlined in the contract that tell you by this date you must do this, and it really limits in some ways the amount of communication that you can have openly with faculty about things of this nature, because it could land you in a grievance or some type of legal scenario. So we followed all of the contractual communications that we were supposed to as a university with all the affected faculty members.
All right, thank you. Senator Wickersham.
I just wanted to reiterate what has been said already, and thank you for coming to speak with us about this. My question is, you mentioned how by the end of the semester, our budget or the university's budget might not be fully balanced due to continuing costs. Will that result in further retrenchments?
I can't answer that. I don't know that. We never know. I mean, just before I came down, I got a new retirement notice from a faculty who's going to retire. Today is the deadline. So faculty have an incentive if they notify the university and the system by October 15th that they're going to be retiring the next year, then they get extra perks. And so, or extra benefits. And so we have to take that into account as we look at what our staffing is, because people are constantly coming and going, you know, resigning and going to work other places. So we will do our best job to continue to manage our budget challenges through attrition. That is always our first line of defense. And we have some pretty cool and exciting things going on to generate new revenue that hopefully that are on the non-tuition side. So we just launched our first course with Coursera. It's in communications, and it's dealing with the impacts of AI and communications. And so that's a non-credit bearing course that you can go out to Coursera. You pay money to take it, you get a certificate. That's revenue for the institution. It has the capacity to reach hundreds of thousands of people across the globe. And so we're really hoping that new revenue streams such as that will be able to help to offset some of those increased expenses. We had a very, very good year from a fundraising perspective last year. The challenge with that is that a lot of those dollars are restricted by the donors to say we want it to go for this specific thing. But we're hoping that in the future we can have more fundraising opportunities that would be unrestricted dollars that would be able to help to supplement in those places.
All right, thank you so much. I'd also like to request the provost to please keep the response within a minute time frame, because there is a lot of senators who's wanting to ask questions. We still have 3 minutes-ish left, so I'll open the floor for more questions before we address Vice President Kathley's question. So anybody who wants to keep their name in the list, please raise your placard right now. Okay, President Colleran, is there anyone in Zoom? Yes, Senator Ide. Is there anyone in Zoom? Oh, okay. All right. So we now have Vice President Kathley for a question.
Thank you for coming. So you made a statement saying that they were not, none of the decisions were made based on the grades or how the professors have been teaching or their teaching style. But would it not make sense to keep professors who are good at teaching, who have a better grade, who have better connections with students, rather than removing professors based on seniority or based on like how long they've been here? Because honestly, I know few professors who have been here for years, but then have not been great professors according to student, but a few professors who have been here for only a year and have been an amazing professor to students. So would that not make sense in that manner?
That's a trick question. And I plead the fifth on that. I think you should talk to the Faculty Association and their leadership to ask them that question. Seriously, I mean, I think that we want all of our faculty members to be excellent instructors, and that is why we have all of the supports for them through the Center for Teaching and Learning. And so I think that would be a conversation and a question better directed to the Faculty Association.
Thank you. All right, Senator Ide.
Hi, thanks Provost Hood for coming in and taking your time. I really appreciate it. So you mentioned that you can't comment specifically on whether or not entrenchment may happen if we see another deficit, but does the administration have any plans specifically on if they see a deficit in the budget, say anything that, I know you mentioned that you wanna increase ways,
Sir, could you please refrain your question and make it like structured so that it's better for him to respond?
Okay, yes. Do you have any future plans on how to protect the deficits if there is a larger deficit other than entrenchment? You said you can't comment on that.
Well, I mean, the president is constantly advocating to one of the challenges that puts us in a larger deficit is the allocation model, where we are spending 67 cents on every dollar that we bring in through tuition here at the institution. We're sending 67 cents of that back to the system for them to utilize to support underperforming campuses. Some other of the two-year colleges are in the low 50 cents. And, we are paying the most, I think, except for one other campus. And so that's a constant conversation that he's engaging in and advocating for and trying to get the system to change. Because if we were able to get our allocation back in line with the other campuses, that would bring millions back to our bottom line and help to shrink the deficit. I think the other space too is that we are the second lowest cost institution in the system. And so we have to really look at where we're priced. And I know that for students, that is a really sensitive subject, as what tuition rates should be. But when we look at what we're charging for tuition and we look at maybe what a Bemidji or a Moorhead or even St. Cloud, we are a much more valuable proposition than those campuses. And so in some ways, we are challenging ourselves because we're not possibly priced appropriately. And so I think that in some ways contributes to our deficit. But on the flip side, if the allocation model isn't going to be favorable, it really doesn't make sense for us to raise tuition, because the more dollars we bring in, they're gonna take more of it. So.
All right, thank you. We have President Colleran, and we have more time for one last question, and that's all. Senator Livingston, and then we'll be done with this.
And I guess I would say too, the other thing that we can do to improve the deficit is to retain more students. Right now, this year we got up for the first time over 80%. We're at 80.3, I think.
All right, thank you. We'll begin with our question. I'm really sorry, but we have been a very time constraint. President.
Hello, Provost Hood. I'm mostly just trying to connect with Zoom. We have a question from Senator Frost. They're asking how many classes were the professors being retrenched teaching when it was announced that they're being retrenched?
What's the last part of that?
I'll rephrase it for you. So how many classes were the professors teaching when they heard that they're being retrenched?
Most of them were, well, one of them is on sabbatical this semester. The others would likely have been teaching, let me see what disciplines they're in, history. The rest of them would have been teaching 4 classes in the fall and in the spring, most likely. But we didn't look at that because that wasn't a criteria. I mean, so we look at the roster, at the roster, and then the seniority tells us, so we didn't look at what their course schedule was, but by contract, they have to teach 24 credits. And for most faculty, that would mean they're teaching a 4-4. It would be a 3-3 if they have 4 credit classes.
All right, thank you so much. Senator Livingston, the final question.
Thank you, Provost Hood. Quick, I just want a point of clarification. Does this involve tenured faculty?
In some instances, yes.
I have a follow-up. So would not having preference for this existing faculty, instead bringing on new hires, like you mentioned, when you're opening up new positions, these new hires may not have those years of teaching experience, would that not degrade academic quality for our students?
I don't think so. I think that we have, as the Vice President stated, some of our best and brightest faculty are just starting. So I don't think that tenure and length of service actually impacts your effectiveness as a faculty member. We have some very brilliant first, second, third year, fourth year faculty members who are coming in and contributing at very, very high levels.
Thank you so much. Please give him a big round of applause, everybody.
Thank you all.
All the senators who still wish to express their questions and concern, you may contact our provost or let any of the executive body members know, and we could potentially schedule this again, hopefully. All right, now we move forward with our Dean of the Day. I'd like to invite Christopher Caldry, a professor and Dean of Library and Learning.
Thank you very much.
Before you begin, you have exactly 7 minutes for your...
I will try to be brief.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Andrew, for hosting the slide deck. It's nice to be with you today. Just going to give you some highlights of the area. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the next slide indicates the kind of services that are available from Library and Learning. So we basically exist to enhance your academic experience, provide the learning resources you need to succeed, be the backstops for the faculty, helping them to make your education as best as it can be here at the university. We offer everything from undergraduate research mentoring to tutoring, MavPass instruction, offering honors experiences, TRIO student support experiences, and obviously our experiences in the library as well. This past weekend, we had, if you want to switch the slide, Andrew, we had an opportunity to host several hundred families in the library, learning community families, for their breakfast. We also hosted 2 puzzle races, both of which were sold out. We had to turn away people, students and their families as well. Over the past few weeks, we've hosted reading clubs. They're meeting every third Monday of the month, twice a day on those Mondays. We had banned books trivias. We had golden ticket scavenger hunt for homecoming. We've had plenty of visiting authors. And as I'll describe in a bit, we also have some Center for Academic Success workshops for you as well. One of the chief focuses of student government, justifiably so, over the past several years has been course materials affordability. We've worked really hard in partnering with student government to make this available, whether it's through the Maverick Textbook Reserve, whether it's through helping you support your course marking proposal or resolution that you had a few years ago. We're working hard to teach faculty the different ways in which they can reduce textbook costs in your courses. And I want to, two of the biggest efforts we've made over the past couple of years is offering professional development for faculty. And then we have worked hard over the last year to develop a course marking system. Andrew? Some of you might not be as familiar with this, but if you go to the library homepage, that lower yellow button, textbooks and course reserves, you click on that, you'll see on the next slide a list of about 380 some courses that show up. Each of them has at least one textbook that's available for you as a low or no cost option. I hope that you're looking at this and checking in with the library before you buy your textbooks. Obviously, we can't serve all of the courses and we can't serve as a backstop for all of the textbooks, but we're doing what we can to help defray your college costs. If you switch to the, we also have a new tool. Some of you have seen it in your D2L courses. It's called Leganto, and it allows your professors to effectively implement their integrate their course readings with the library catalog, so that you go directly from D2L to the library catalog to access your readings. And on the next slide, you'll see something that just occurred a couple of weeks ago. We have, for the first time, experimented with this course marking system for the spring schedule. I'm missing, oh yeah, here we have 47 courses and 57 sections are highlighted with the language you see below. The instructor for this course uses no-cost textbooks and instructional materials. So you should be able to see this as you're searching for your courses next semester. We only did this with 5 departments to see how it would work as a pilot project. And then each semester, we will expand the numbers of departments and faculty who are participating in this. The departments and faculty were eager to participate. The registrar's office and IT were great partners. And we feel like we have a good system that will allow you to predict not how much your courses will cost in terms of text, but whether the course has 0 costs associated with it. Thank you. Otherwise, just a reminder, you have access as an app on your cell phone, tablets, computers to the New York Times. Not all of you know about that. It's free access for you while you're here as a student. So visit the library website, search New York Times, and you'll have instructions for how to do that. Andrew? Couple of other announcements for you. In 2015, we had about 225 learning community students. So if you can go back to the learning community one, Andrew. I just want to update you that we have 700 learning community students this year in 31 learning communities. So learning communities are thriving. Faculty are eager to participate in learning communities. Our admissions office and our residential life are eager to partner. It's really working well right now. As far as our honors program, which is the next slide, just wanted to provide an update that we are accepting students who want to complete enrollment forms into the honors program through December 1st. That would allow you to register for an honors course in the spring. All students are eligible to participate in honors as long as you have 2 years remaining in your degree program. So go to the honors webpage and complete that form. We also want to keep in mind the fellowship opportunities that we have. Honors helps to do fellowship advising as well. We've got several nationally competitive fellowships that many of you would be competitive for. So visit the honors program there. You don't have to be an honors program student. And then on the next slide, just to provide you with some updates where you see that area to the middle right, government documents writing area, you will see the shelving in the government documents over the next few weeks being vacated. We're moving government documents over to where the periodicals in the right upper right-hand corner is. And that area that says Writing Center there, we have moved tutoring and writing over there. They will be occupying that entire area where the government documents are. So the goal is to make tutoring more visible, more accessible for you in ways that will enhance your academic success. You'll see other changes as we continue to implement Learning Commons concepts that I've come to you before and talked about over the next year. And lastly, the Center for Academic Success has really advanced 3 other ways to help you succeed academically in addition to providing just-in-time tutoring. One, they're now offering regular study skill sessions that can be drop-in or by appointment. Second, they are offering a way for you to find any tutoring that exists on campus, whether or not they offer it. So if you go to the next slide, Andrew, you'll see something called Tutoring Across Campus. When you click on that button, Find a Tutor, doesn't matter if Center for Academic Success offers it, doesn't matter if physics might offer it, business might offer it, psychology might offer it, you'll be connected to a tutor that way. The goal is to make it easier for you. And then the last advance that the Center for Academic Success has made is they are partnering with areas all across the university to offer workshops for you that range from how to build an argument, how to conduct a literature review using AI for your success. There's probably 20-some seminars and workshops that they're offering for you. So that QR code, you can see the entire schedule there and drop into any of those. And hopefully that will be an informative session for you. So that's all the time that I have. Any questions or anything like that?
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. Do we have any questions for our Dean of the Day? All right, seeing none, thank you so much for your time. Please give him okay. Senator Hyde.
Sorry, I'd like to apologize for not having a placard. I became a new senator last week, so I still don't have one, and it hasn't been printed yet. Thank you. Yeah, so regarding that, regarding the Legantra and the textbook loan process, have you talked to any of the scheduling advisors for classes next semester to get that information out there?
Not to the advisors, I believe. No, we're mostly communicating with the registrar's office, who presumably is communicating with their team, and the advisor, oh no, Brian, the advisors are not part of the, we have reorganizations happening all the time. So I'm not sure. It's a good question. We do not have a direct communication out with the advisors. Most of our communication is directly with the faculty, directly with the registrar's office. But that's an excellent point. And we should have communication out to them.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you. You have, yes, Senator Dittrich.
Um,
Final question, by the way.
Before during the presentation, it showed what it looked like when there was a course marking indicating a no textbook cost course. When I am looking for classes, and I just if I look up a specific class and I get a whole list of different sections being offered by different professors, some of which may not be offering the textbook, the no cost one, can I see it from that page, or do I have to click on the section where the no cost textbook message will be?
So what I showed you, Emily, was a what do you call it? A copy of the registration page. That's the web-based one. So when I went in, I searched communication studies, opened up communication studies, all the sections turn up. Some sections have that note, other sections do not. Does that answer your question? So you can see which sections of a given course, so communication studies 100, for example, some sections may not have a no cost marker, other sections will. So it will be course by course, section by section. I apologize for that. Yep.
All right, thank you so much. Please give him a big round of applause. Now we move for officer report. I'd like to invite President Colleran for his officer report.
Hello, everyone. Now that we move past presentations, I'm aware of time, so I'll try to be as quick as I could be. So just dive right into it. Student government had a meeting with City and University last Thursday, which meant that we got to meet the president of City Council and also the student success director for South Central. We got to have a lot of conversations on what's relevant for our constituents here at student government. The biggest things we brought up was transportation. It was mostly related to transportation. The first thing we brought up was just busing and transportation through that busing, namely through the busing between MSU Mankato and South Central, and the busing between MSU Mankato and the aviation airport. The second thing we brought up was the Monks Avenue resolution, which will be focusing on a lot later this meeting. So I'll leave the time for that resolution there. I also had a really good conversation with the Vice President of IT yesterday. We had a lot of good conversations on the MavLife consolidation that happened October 7th, and seeing new opportunities on how we could communicate to students through there, namely through a channel for student government, a channel for off-campus, and also a channel for strategic planning, because a lot of students don't have access to strategic plans like Equity 2030, like the Comprehensive Academic Plan, and Destination 2030. So having access to MavLife was something that we looked through and are assessing for the future. During Budget Summit, we also had a good conversation on how we're looking for fiscal year 27 and what kind of revenues and what kind of expenses are looking into there. There are conversations for tuition for a possible tuition increase up to inflation for 2%, but we're heavily advocating for a tuition increase of 1% or especially 0%, given how much percentage has changed across last academic year. And through Budget Summit, we also created a subcommittee for graduate stipend assessment, with our graduate studies Senator Manuel Reyes being the representative for that. So I'll look forward to bringing back reports to y'all on how we're looking for graduate stipends and advocacy for graduate stipends through Budget Summit. For project briefing communications, I sent at least one email out to every one of y'all for Senator projects. As a lot of projects that we're doing right now, I want to check in with everyone here to make sure we have as much resources and as much momentum keep going for all the wonderful Senator projects y'all are doing. So I really do want to respond to those emails by the end of this Friday. I'll make sure to get back to y'all by the beginning of this Monday. And finally, for senator name tags, as to your senator agreement, one of the incentives for was having a name badge for your position. Our office manager Amber Enns was finally able to submit a report for it. I'll be getting name badges over to y'all during the next Senate meeting. I believe that's everything I have, and I'll yield to questions.
Any questions for the president?
I'd like to now invite Vice President Kafle for her officer report.
Hi, everybody. It's week 8. We're officially halfway through the semester, and I hope your classes and everything else is going good. So I have a couple of quick updates, not a lot. From our recent meeting with Vice President Morris, we discussed about Moonshot Phase 2, Equity 2030, and we're hoping to have him attend one of the sessions and let us know more about it in detail. For our upcoming meetings, we have expanded cabinet tomorrow, as well as meeting with the Vice President of Budget and Finance tomorrow. And on another note, PR and marketing have been doing fantastic job with tabling. We had one session yesterday, I believe. Today and yesterday, so both the days. And we have one session this Friday as well in front of the dining center. The goal is for us to fill more vacancies, let students know more about the projects that we are doing, have them fill out the surveys, and just be involved overall. Yep. And I'd love for all of us to build stronger communication with students. So if you're available to be in those in any of the tabling, please reach out to either Coordinator Giri or Senator Anderson or Senator Hiluka. They're the ones who are and Senator Hyber. They're the ones who are coordinating the tabling for now. And lastly, I want to acknowledge that I haven't been in office a lot due to increasing demand of nursing school. I have clinicals and 100 other stuffs, and I work and I barely sleep, and I had midterms. So it was a lot. So I was not in office last week, and I know some of the senators wanted to reach out to me. So please know, I've said this time and again, you don't have to meet me in person to reach out to me. Either send me an email, send me Teams, text me on my personal phone. I'm very good at replying. I reply within a few hours or next day at the most. And on a fun note, if you're around tomorrow, goes to our expanded cabinet too, because they don't know about it either. After 1 p.m., which is our expanded cabinet meeting, we are planning to create some content for Instagram and TikTok, and everybody has to be present for the expanded cabinet. So if you guys are around, then please join us. We'll have fun, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And that's everything I have. Thank you so much. And PR and Marketing Committee, please try to be there tomorrow. That's everything, and I'm open for any questions.
Any questions for Vice President Kafle? Not even about the Instagram?
That's fun.
All right. Seeing none, we move forward with my officer report. My officer report is, as always, very short, very sweet. I'd like to address the thing that Vice President Kafle addressed as well. We have our expanded cabinet meeting happening tomorrow. Starting from tomorrow, we'll also be uploading all the reports that we'll be getting from all the coordinators and Senate files so that there is transparency and every single one of you can access all the work our coordinators have been putting their hard work into. Second of all, I had a lot of senators reach out to me about the questions and concerns of where to upload your senator report and how to do it. I've reminded this time and again, it's pretty simple. Under Teams, under Senate, under Senator Documents, there is a file called Senator Report. If you look into that file, you will see the name of the senator that is supposed to present their senator report every week. If you're unable to find that document, then just let me know. And sometimes, there might be cases where you don't see your name. If that happens, just DM me, or we could work things out like that as well. Also, I'd like to address another thing. There was a very teeny-weeny typo, in senator report where I got every single one of the senator name wrong because of exhaustion. I'd like to update that as well. I did send out the corrected email to everyone. I hope everyone has received it. And the senators supposed to be giving their senator report for today are Senator Chabad, Senator Isaac, Senator Sean, and Senator Frost. It was announced. So I hope everybody remembers it. I did hear a couple of senators reach out to me regarding this as well. But yeah, that is all from me. Do I have any questions from anyone? Oh, also, I'm updating my office hours to like specific times instead of just whenever I'm in the office. So you guys can reach out to me during my office hours pretty easily now. Any questions for me? All right, seeing none, we move forward with our senator report. First of all, I'd like to invite Senator Cupboard for his senator report. I believe he's in Zoom.
Yeah.
All right, you have about 5 minutes, so you may begin whenever you feel like. Thank you.
Okay. For my report, I don't have much to report on. I have reached out regarding the what you call it, the tuition fees. I have reached out to the Student United representative. I have sent an email out. I haven't got a response yet, but in the legislative affairs, we have been talking about it, and also, yeah, that's about it, to be honest. And I've sent out an email to Ben, I think, and I haven't got a response yet either.
Ask about what?
Senator Cupboard, is that it for your senator report?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to follow up?
Yeah, what was that about? I'm so sorry. I have not received anything.
No, I might have the name wrong. Give me a second.
Because I check it like it's religious.
The person that was on the Excel file to reach out for the tuition fees, I've reached out to both of them, but I haven't got a response.
I'm not been in the loop of any of that.
Okay, sorry, wrong name. Give me a second.
All right. Do we have any questions for Senator Cupboard? All right. We move forward with our next senator report. Thank you so much, Senator Cupboard. The other person that's giving the senator report was Senator Isaac, but Senator Isaac is not here, I believe. He has submitted his report on Teams. Okay, and then we can review it later. Senator Shawn.
So, I'll get straight into it. My main project that I've been working on so far is the Monks Avenue project, trying to make it safe for crossing for off-campus students going to the university. I've been working along with Senator Luca and Senator Livingston to create a plan to increase the safety of students crossing Monks Avenue. So far, we have presented the idea to Legislative Affairs and we'll be working closely with them in order to build connections with the local city government. We've already been in contact with the City Council President, Mike Lavin, who is coordinated with the City Manager, Susan Arnst. We are working with them to create a more concrete schedule plan to implement on Monks Avenue. I've additionally been reaching out to other senators in my constituency to collaborate with them and their projects, namely Senator Stokes and his tenant association project. I've been attending off-campus senator meetings held by Senator Luca that aim to increase discussions between all senators who represent off-campus students. This way, all off-campus senators are informed of each other's projects, ultimately resulting in more collaboration between projects. And then if you're interested in collaborating with me on any projects or getting help for your project, please reach out to me on Teams.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have any questions for Senator Shaw? All right, seeing none, we are pretty much done with the senator report for this week, I believe, because Senator Frost will be presenting his senator report the following week, as he is not here with us right now. Can all the senators who are yet to give a senator report raise your placard? All right, so the 3 senators with no placard. Interesting. All right, I'd like you to reach out to me in Teams so that I can note you down to create a folder for Teams. So the following week, I'll be announcing it later on who will be giving the senator report. We'll have for senators to choose from. All right, thank you. So now we move forward with okay. All right, now we move forward with our vacancies. We did have an applicant apply for Res Life, I believe, but was unable to make it here. Or is he here? Okay, he was unable to make it here. I'll just announce all the vacancies that we have for now. First of all, we have 4 seats for Senator College of Allied Health and Nursing, 1 seat for Senator Residential Life, 1 seat for Senator College of Business. No, not right. All right, so that is all. Do we have anyone that is present here for any of these vacancy spots? All right, there's none. We move forward with old business. So there were 2 resolutions introduced last meeting. One was Monks Avenue resolution. The other one was resolution faculty support. I'll just briefly give you details of how we'll move forward with this old business. First of all, there are some amendments that were made on Monks Avenue resolution, which I believe that would be beneficial if presented. So Monks Avenue resolution will have about 10 minutes to present their resolution, do the discussion, and bring it to question. Okay, is that clear? All right, you may begin whenever you want.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Senator Hillica, off-campus senator who authored the resolution. I just want to start by saying I hope everybody got a chance to review it, and I'd like to just highlight that Senator Sohn and I have chose to propose this resolution because Monks Avenue is one of the most heavily used crossings for students at our university who commute to and from campus. And it also unfortunately has a significant history of pedestrian accidents. And the current infrastructure, it is our opinion, is not enough to keep students safe. This resolution in its current state without the amendments formally recognizes the seriousness of the issue, urges the university to open dialogues with the city of Mankato to initiate real actionable improvements, providing one favored suggestion, the addition of rapid flashing beacons near marked crosswalks ambiguously. And this resolution was essentially proposed with the idea that we would gather more information and revise it to create a document that truly reflects the students that we represent. And I'm just excited to see how you guys feel about the amendments that we will be proposing. I'd like to invite my second to speak on the topic.
Yes, so as I've stated before many times, I've lived right on Highland right there. And I was right by the crossings where a lot of students take to get to the university. I would just like to reiterate what I've said before, how serious the situation is. I have personally seen an accident happen there, and it is serious injuries. It's not a minor thing. It is not a little bumps. These are people getting hit and being in the hospital for weeks, maybe even months. So really just like to urge the importance of this project. I'd also like to say that we are working with this amendments. We are just being a little bit more specific and having a little more of a structured thing to present to the city and student government so that we can actively work on it better and maybe get a process going a little faster.
Any questions? Yes.
Miguel, ask a question?
Yep.
Did you say you're working with the city? Because Monks Avenue is actually a county road?
Yes.
So Monks Avenue, south of Stadium Road, is County Road 6. North of Stadium Road is a city road. We clarified with the city council president who spoke with the city manager on the topic.
Okay, because I just see it's listed as County Road 8, so.
Oh, yeah, 8, yeah.
Any more questions? All right, the floor is now open for any motions. Are there any motions on the floor?
Motion to amend the resolution by adding whereas the crosswalks located near Highland Hills Apartments
and the crosswalk nearest to the Bunting Lane intersection represent particularly high traffic and high pedestrian risk areas underneath of the second whereas clause.
Any seconds?
Second.
Any dissent? All right, all those in favor of amending this particular motion, please raise your placard. All those who disagree with the motion, please raise your placard. All right, seeing none, the motion clearly passes. Now, are there any other points of motion on the floor? Yes, Senator Hiluga.
Motion to amend the resolution by striking the statement, be it resolved that the student government of Minnesota State University Mankato strongly recommends that the administration of this university urge the city government of Mankato, Minnesota to initiate actionable projects that make progress toward addressing this issue through the addition of crosswalk rapid flashing beacons to existing marked crosswalks near Minnesota State University's campus. And to add, be it further resolved that the student government urges the city of Mankato to include a Monks Avenue pedestrian safety project in its 2027 city improvement plan, prioritizing the installation of pedestrian rapid flashing beacons at the following existing marked crosswalks on Monks Avenue north of Stadium Road. The crosswalk near the Highland Hills Apartments, the crosswalk north of Bunting Lane. Be it further resolved that as an interim safety measure, the city of Mankato is urged to install enhanced pedestrian signage and implement traffic cones or other low-cost visibility improvements at these locations prior to 2027. Be it further resolved that the university administration is encouraged to work with the Legislative Affairs Committee to coordinate regular check-ins with the city of Mankato to ensure ongoing progress on behalf of the student body, with the frequency and format of such updates to be determined in consultation with the city officials and the Legislative Affairs Committee. Be it finally resolved that the student government remains committed to collaborating with the city of Mankato and university administration to advocate for and monitor progress toward meaningful pedestrian safety improvements along Monks Avenue.
Are there any seconds?
Second.
Are there any dissents? All those in favor of this motion, please raise your placard. All those who disagree? All right. With a simple majority, this motion clearly passes. Now we move forward with our discussion. Are there any senators willing to discuss this? Are there any other points of motion, any discussion points? Yes, Senator Hyde.
I was just
Senator Hyde.
Hey, yeah, I guess I just have a question for the author. Is there anything we can add to like put a time constraint on this? Because I mean, if we send this to the president, I mean, he could say something to the Mankato city, whether it's 2030, 2040, 2050. Is there some kind of time constraint we can get to have something get said by the end of this semester, the end of this school year, something like that?
Senator Hiluga.
I'd just like to reiterate that in that amendment that we just passed, it says, clearly states that we urge the city of Mankato to include a Monks Avenue pedestrian safety project in the 2027 city improvement plan. I would be open to an amendment that specifically puts a timeline on the university administration coordinating with the Legislative Affairs Committee and the city of Mankato. That might also be an additional thing that could help, but as it currently stands, it does call for the plan to be added to 2027 city improvement plan.
Thank you. Any other points of question, points of discussion? All right, senators, let me remind you, this is one of the resolutions that everybody will be voting upon in a few minutes. So it is better to discuss more than not at all. Yes, Senator Hyde.
Would the authors be amendable to changing in the line that says, be it further resolved that as an interim safety measure, or my mistake. Yes, for the be it resolved that as an interim safety measure, the city of Mankato, change the line just for semantics purposes to install enhanced pedestrian signage and implement traffic cones or other low-cost visibility improvements. I feel like changing it to implement low-cost visibility improvements such as, but not limited to, traffic cones makes it so that that someone might not look at that and be confused and think, okay, they are just wanting traffic cones, or okay, they want traffic cones. It just specifies what these low-cost improvements are and what might be in the future, other than just costs.
Senator Livingston.
I would be interested in Senator Ide's proposal, because I do agree that although it is nice that we provide alternatives when it comes to interim solutions, I would really like to defer to the transportation planners in the city, or with the city of Mankato, who would have more knowledge on the subject.
Vice President Kathleen.
I think it's the same recommendation that I gave last week, like how many are you asking? And all of that, like make it more detailed. Like, yes, I do agree with everything that you have to say, but then again, the same recommendation, trying to narrow it down a little bit and be very specific with what you're asking.
Yes, Senator Livingston.
I would agree with Vice President Kafle. I mean, I think they have nailed out a lot of details already. I think we've kind of reached our max on when it comes to details. I think we need to allow their technocratic process to play out when it comes to actually like the quantity or actual selection of what we're going to the solution, I guess, when it comes to actual infrastructure. So I would say keep it general in terms of that amendment. I do like where Senator Ide is going with that.
Yes.
Seeing as the Legislative Affairs Committee is going to be working with the city and consistently meeting with them, I see no problem in just letting the experts deal with it. We would just check in, make sure they're actually doing it.
Yes, Senator Ide.
I've seen last year that sometimes just trusting that the experts will do it, even though like telling them, hey, we have this plan, and then just saying we're gonna trust them, it can lead to when new coordinators come in or new senators come in with different passions, things can just get kind of lost in translation. I feel like specifically stating it is good and it doesn't do us any harm.
Senator Livingston.
I can hear Senator Ide's point of view, although I would say, yes, we do have coordinator switching from year to year. The city manager's been there for a while now, and so is other city staff. They know what they're doing. I would just refer to them.
Any other follow-ups? None? Any other points of discussion? All right, are there any motions on the floor? Yes, Senator.
I'd like to propose an amendment striking urge to install enhanced pedestrian signage and implement traffic cones or other. And
Or other instead of low-cost
just keep
visibility?
low-cost visibility improvements.
Second.
Okay, any dissent? One dissent. We move forward towards voting. All those in favor of this motion presented by Senator Livingston, please raise your placard. Yes, Senator.
Rise to a question of information. It's the section that was just crossed out. Is that what we just voted on to hear amendment on? I thought it was the other. Urge to install pedestrian signage and implement traffic cones.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Okay. First of all, when the floor was open for motion, there was only one senator who motioned the change, an amendment to the resolution, and no one else did. So this is what we move on with.
Point of information.
Yes.
I motioned that we amend, or
You didn't. The floor was not open for any motions. We were in discussion. All right, so we move forward and voting for the motion by Senator Livingston, which was to get rid of, okay, is urges to install another.
Yeah, just
Point of
enhance
privilege.
Yes.
Are we voting on the resolution as a whole or the amendment?
No, just the amendment.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right. So this is what was proposed by Senator Livingston. Are there any seconds to it?
Second.
Are there any dissent? One dissent. We'll move forward with our voting. All those in favor of this amendment, please raise your placard. Up high. All those disagreeing with this amendment, please raise your placard. Alright, this amendment clearly passes. Thank you. Are there any other points of motion on the floor? Yes, Senator Hyde.
Motion to point of information.
Yes.
So did we just strike the entire clause of be it further resolved, or did we just strike that little?
Just that text clarification.
Okay. Motion to amend that clause to add as after, let me get the specifics. To add after the install low-cost visibility improvements such as, but not limited to, traffic cones.
Not limited. Such as what?
Such
Traffic?
as, but not limited to, traffic cones. Specifically identifying what one of those safety measures might be in the visibility improvements. Just assisted.
Alright, do we have any seconds? 1 second, do we have any dissent? We move forward with our voting. All those in favor of this motion, please raise your black card. All those who disagree, please raise your black card.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. We should have been able to discuss on the topic after that.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Are there any points to discuss? Yes, Senator Livingston.
I do appreciate the want for more specifics on the issue. I do think that keeping it general and referring to the experts will be the best course of action. And so I'd encourage voting no on this motion.
All right. Senator Morris, followed by Senator Hiluka, followed by Senator Strong.
I just oppose scratching it, and we're just basically adding back what we just scratched. So I'm voting no.
All right, Senator Hiluka.
I am also opposed to this amendment because we did just vote to withdraw almost the same thing, just rephrasing it now. But if we were to rephrase it, I would like to see the improved or enhanced signage clause be added back in.
Senator Strong.
Well, I understand where Senator Hyde is coming from, wanting to give specifics that we have something to say to them so that we can keep them almost accountable in a way. Everyone we have spoke to so far has been for this project, very much so. So I think communication with them about these issues and the short-term solutions will be pretty easy flowing, and we will get more ideas from them.
All right. Senator Hyber.
Yeah, I think to the senator in blue's point, clearly a lot of people in this room are very passionate about this. So I think that's going to be the fire under the local government's move to do this. So I think there's definitely still going to be people keeping them accountable without us having to explicitly give them a very easy out. I think they should do better than traffic cones. So I think putting this in there gives them like such a low bar to have to hurdle over.
Again, I appreciate the points that other senators have made. I just would also want to point out that we would basically be saying things that they already know. They have capital improvement plans like they mentioned, or city improvement plans that span 5 or 10 years, and they are already in the planning stage with these things. I just think it's kind of redundant, and we kind of need to move forward with keeping it general. So again, keeping to the experts, because they already have plans in place and they already know what they are doing.
I agree with the two senators that spoke before me. I believe progressing in this in a general sense will help the city planners and make it so we don't get locked down by any specifics that hold us to unproductive means of halting our issues.
Senator Hyde.
After hearing all of the explanations for why this might not be the greatest clause to add, I will have to say that I agree the intent was just to make sure that things are held accountable, but now
You retract the
aware that it
motion.
is. So I would like to
Retract the motion.
I'd like to retract the motion.
The person who did put up the motion is retracting it, so there is no seconds needed. Just get rid of it. All right. Yes, Vice President Kafka.
Senator Zolmer wants to call to question now.
Second.
Okay. Are there any dissents? Call to question is to vote the entire resolution. Since there's a dissent, we'll move forward with our voting. We'll move forward with voting anyways. All those in favor of this resolution, please raise your black card.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. We're still on the motion to call the question. Just one dissent. It's a 2/3 majority vote to call to question. So one dissent would still necessitate that we vote on the motion to call.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
And then I heard you say that all those in favor of the passing the resolution is what I got out of that statement, which is not what we were on. So
No. Oh, okay. So all those in favor of calling this in question, please raise your black card. All those not in favor? All right, so this motion is in question now. So that means we'll be voting on the resolution itself. All those in favor of passing the resolution, please raise your black card. All right, all those who disagree with the resolution, please raise your black card.
Senator's over.
Wait, I have to write it down. All those who disagree, please raise your placard up high. Anyone else from Zoom? All those who abstain, please raise your placard. All right, with all the careful consideration, discussion, and the voting, this resolution clearly passes. Now we move forward with our another resolution from old business, which is resolution faculty support. I just request our Senator Johnson to present it, and then we will move forward with amend and questions.
Thank you. And while I appreciate the speaker earlier, the provost, one takeaway from that is I am all the more privileged and proud of the work on this bill. And I, quite frankly, disagree with at least one statement during those remarks. There were no trick questions asked, and that was a very good question that was asked. I do have one motion for amendment. I move to add one sentence of statistical information to the fourth whereas. The final sentence there, further, in 2025, Bemidji State University used retrenchment, impact 14 instructors. There appear to be a couple of typos there, and fortunately, I don't teach English or anything.
Second.
Could you say that one more time?
Yes, further, in 2025, Bemidji State University used retrenchment and impacted 14 instructors.
And impacted. 14. Yeah. 14 you said, or 40?
14, 1 4.
Oh, okay. 14 instructors.
I was apparently missing the important word and.
Okay. Are there any seconds for this amendment?
Second.
Any dissent? All those in favor of this amendment, please raise your black card. All those who disagree with this amendment, please raise your black card. All right, this amendment clearly passes. Any other points of motion? Yes, Senator Helica.
Motion to amend the title of the resolution so that it properly reflects that it was the second resolution brought forward before the Senate. So after 25.02.
All those any dissent? All those who agree with the amendment, please raise your black card. All those who disagree, please raise your black card. This amendment clearly passes. Any other points for amendments? All right, we will now open the floor for discussion. Any senators? Yes, Senator Johnson, followed by Senator Heluka.
I just want to reiterate that all the information here is thorough and positive and respectful in its nature. And I hope that that helps with passage of this. These are things and values that I think everybody in this room holds. And I think those are campus-wide feelings.
Thank you. Senator Heluka, followed by Senator Dittrich.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just remember from the last Senate meeting that there were some strong feelings regarding the language, particularly sections that mentioned the university president. And I personally, not looking for me to put my own thoughts on that. I would just like to call if anybody has an opinion on that. I'd like to hear that as well in this discussion.
Senator Dittrich.
Given the sensitive nature that this resolution is tackling, I think that Senator Johnson did an amazing job at not only showing respect to our faculty, but also ensuring that we don't create fissures between ourselves as well as administration. It's not ever an easy thing to do, what the decisions that they've been having to make. And I don't know that it's our place to treat them as villains. At the same time, it is important that the faculty knows that we appreciate them, we respect them, and we care about them a lot, and that we want to support them however we can.
Thank you. Senator Morris.
I honestly don't think it's too inflammatory towards admin. I mostly think, especially under the first be it resolved clause, that it calls for accountability of the admin to its students, truly. And I think that should be a very basic thing that the admin should do anyway.
Senator Heluka.
Yeah, following our discussion with one of our presenters today, I think that there genuinely is a lot of room for the university administration to improve their transparency with these retrenchment processes. And I think I appreciate the nature of the text that outlines that we are requesting that they do, or that they input more effort to make those avenues clearer for us. So with that, I'd like to push a yes vote on the resolution.
Senator
Call the question.
Any seconds?
Second.
Any dissents? All those in favor to call this resolution in question, please raise your placard. All those. Vice President, you have to stop doing that. All those who disagree. We now move to question. All those in favor of this resolution, please raise your placard. All those who are against this resolution, please raise your placard. Any abstains? So, all right, this motion clearly passes. All right, so we have successfully passed both the resolution, Monks Avenue resolution, and resolution faculty staff, which is done for old business. And we move forward with announcements now. Do we have any announcements? Yes.
Testing. I am Brian Schneider from IT Solutions. I wanted to give you an update about the status of some of the issues that Senator Dittrich brought to my attention about MapPrint. So we've been, just to give you a little background on MapPrint, there's 3 entities that are involved in supporting MapPrint. There's IT Solutions, Printing Services, and Marco Communications. So Marco provides the printers, printer repairs, toner, and Printing Services supplies about 1 million pages of prints or paper every year to the MapPrint, and they also take care of touching and making sure that the printers are actually working. So if there's jams, they come and clear the jams, make sure that they're working, replace the toner that comes from Marco. So they also address some printer quality issues and things like that. It's just the initial printer support. And if there is a repair that's needed, then they call for the repair. And then IT Solutions, we provide user support in case people are having problems with printers, having to get refunds and things like that. So we identified a couple of problems, some with printers, some with the toner quality. So we got everybody together in a conference call. We told Marco that we don't want them to have the third-party cheaper toner anymore, that we want higher quality toner, which is causing some quality problems on the printers. So they're working on getting better quality toner and getting those sent to us more quickly. We also identified that some of those printers they had at the wrong address, so they were shipping toner to some departments at the university and they didn't know where this came from. So they're clearing that up as well. We also identified some printers that weren't getting serviced by printing services. They have a student that works 11 hours going all over campus, making sure that the printer is working, it has paper. Before that person leaves, make sure that there's enough paper, that it's not gonna run out overnight or over the weekend. So we got that cleared up. And we also discovered that the QR code at each of the printers where you would scan and you could put in a ticket in case you needed a refund or there was a problem with the printer, that was broken, so that's also been fixed as well. So I think we have just about everything cleared up. We end up having about once a semester have to get the team together and look at where we're not doing well, where the printers are failing and how to correct those. And we've done that again. So thank you for bringing those issues forward to me so that we can do something about it. And I think we pretty much have everything under control and the level of service brought up to what you can expect and students can rely on. By the way, I mentioned that there's about 1 million pages that students print every year. That's a lot of paper. It's a lot of support, it's a lot of breakdowns, a lot of jams and things like that. So I think they're doing a really good job with that. And also what's interesting is over the past several years outside of COVID, printing use by students has been dropping about between 9 and 5% every year. But this year it's up 13% over last year. So I can't explain why that is, but students have to print a lot more this year than they have recently. So I will stand for any questions in case anybody has any questions or comments.
Any questions? All right, thank you so much for the announcements. Please give me Senator Livingston.
Just an FYI, I put the link for the off-campus housing survey in Teams. If you guys have big groups or organizations you're involved with, please spread that around. We're up to 90 responses now, so we're doing a great job. Shout out to Bob and others. Joey helped me out table last couple days, also next week, so come say hi to us.
All right. Okay. Vice President Kafley, followed by Senator Dietrich, followed by Senator Anderson, followed by Senator Johnson, followed by Senator Wickersaw. Any more announcements? That's all? Okay.
This is an announcement from John. So please attend the U Lead session today at 5:30, 6:30, or 7:30. And there's Housing Summit happening on Monday. And also, we still need election commissioners. So work for that group needs to start now, according to John. And a lot of things need to be done by mid-November. So if you're not running for election next year, please try to be a part of election commissioner this year and let either one of us know.
Thank you. Senator Dietrich.
Okay, I have an event that was shared with me that I would like to share with everybody else. Celebrate LGBTQ plus History Month with a virtual book talk featuring the co-authors of 100 queer films since Stonewall, published this year. This is going to be happening on Thursday, October 23rd at 3 p.m. It appears to be online. It is being hosted by Caesar Center for Excellence in Scholarship and Research and co-sponsored by the Maverick Diversity Institute, Department of Creative Arts, and Library and Learning, and the LGBT Center. So if you would like to have an interactive book talk with a Q&A at the end of 100 Queer Films in Stonewall, that is again Thursday, October 23rd at 3.
Thank you so much, Senator Johnson.
Tomorrow is the next Good Thunder event, put on 5 or 6 of these annually by the Creative Writing Department. Tomorrow, one of the great poets of our time, multi-time Minnesota Book Award winner and other trophies, Hyde Erdrich will be reading. The public reading is at the Carnegie Center downtown in the evening. Here on campus at 10 a.m. will be a writing workshop in the library. So one of the great poets of our time will be providing prompts and a time for us to write together as a community, and a craft talk, which is where the writer is kind of letting you behind the curtain about their process and how they're writing these great things. That'll be in the Performing Arts Center at 3 o'clock.
Thank you so much. Senator Wickersham.
I just wanted to let everybody know that, because I don't think it was said during the full Senate meeting, I think it was said during committee, Senator Frost sent out a link to the Senate Student Wage Project, and if everybody could fill that out, that would be great.
All right, thank you so much for the announcements. Do we have any more announcements? Any announcements from gallery? Yes, Senator Anderson. Did I skip you? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just wanted to say that this week is National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week, and at MSU we kind of focus on the model called Must Help for signs of alcohol poisoning, that being mental confusion for M, the U being unresponsiveness, S being snoring, T being trouble breathing, H being hypothermia, E being erratic breathing, L being loss of consciousness, and P being pale or blue skin. This is just a reminder to us Mavericks to look out for one another and make smart choices, and even small actions can help save a life. So let's just keep that mindset across campus this week.
Thank you so much. So we move forward with our roll call. Senator Frost. Senator Ide.
Present.
Senator Liu. Senator Wickersham. Senator Hiluka. Senator Johnson. Senator Stokes.
Present.
Senator Isaac. Senator Hillstead. Absent. Senator Knauer. Senator Schoen. Senator Atkinson. Senator Dietrich.
Here.
Senator Morris. Senator Reyes.
Here.
Senator Nguyen.
Present.
Senator Anderson. Senator Zelmer. Senator Livingston.
President from Iowa.
Senator Hyber. Senator Hyber.
Here.
Senator Kabad.
Present.
Senator Cummings.
Present.
And Vice President Kafli.
Present.
President Colrin.
Present.
And Speaker Tapa. Present. All right. It was a wonderful meeting. It is 5:51 p.m. and I call this meeting done.
Yay.
That was a good meeting, dude.
Thank you for staying for the longest meeting we had in a long, long time. For all those who didn't get their placard, why is it so loud? Okay, for all those who didn't get their placard, our university's, our printer's ink is finished, so you won't be getting it today.
Dude, what a good meeting. I had so much fun. That was fun, guys. That was great.
I love when my meetings are nice and long.
Oh, I like meetings like that.
Anyways, what's going on? Oh, real quick, now that we're all over here right now, yeah, so, yes, well, it's mostly just been Ben. I'm just like handling things like right now. And he's only doing it for his office. But yeah, I got Megan Senator coming. He just reached out to me in the meeting and saying I was trying to help with table next week. So.
Good job on your senator.
I'm staying in.
I was showing
Solar,
this.
like the signs. We got ready.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been so.
As you didn't vote no on the resolution, that specifically was about saving people's lives.
Literally.
Yeah.
Or vote no on the resolution.
Well, your next step.
You want
No, is to convince the committee.
Yep.
Yep.
They probably should.
Oh, do I go to legislative session?
Yeah, I have to show you.
Yeah, hey.
I would say
Can't pull
so.
Yeah, it's the German, it means sun.
I know it means sun.
11 of the, like 24 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Now with all,
I know.
like everyone's like, are you in the zone?
Yes,
I have to, yeah.
I know, we have one of them already.
No, everyone says, wow, are you so persuasive?
Are you much of like a?
I know, so much. So
Because there's your.
Inside, because then our red belt was like, he's inside.
sometimes.
Purely procedural.
There's this really. I haven't had one.
He is the man about procedural.
If it had not been.
Guys, I really have.
Yeah, probably is.
Yes.
It's a completely tree covered.
Oh, David Hood? Oh. Yeah, that was us.
We're still on the live.
I had one question and I was like, I didn't really know how to word it and then also I got covered.
I'm glad I got to give my piece.
No, not as busy as you, right?
Okay.
I